welcome to Crossfire, the show that dives into the heart of global conflicts, where nations collide, alliances shift, and lives hang in the balance. On tonight's show, we'll explore how Taiwan is facing new threats to its internet infrastructure amidst rising tensions with China and how Beijing might be testing its new grey zone tactics. We'll also discuss the growing pressure on Ukraine's allies to maintain support for its defense efforts as the date for Trump's inauguration inches closer. Stay tuned as we break down these critical developments and explore their impact on the future of global power and security. Taiwan is facing new threats that may be linked to China's grey zone tactics. A damaged undersea cable has raised suspicions that China may be testing new methods to disrupt Taiwan's connectivity. Our next report delves into the details of this emerging security challenge for Taiwan.
Damaged undersea cables off Taiwan's coast may have opened a can of worms for the self-ruled island. The incident that threatened the island's internet connectivity could now provide clues to a bigger impending problem: China's growing use of grey zone tactics. To give you a recap, Taiwan's Chunghwa Telecom detected that an international undersea communication cable had been damaged earlier this month. It was later found that the island's notorious neighbor may have had something to do with it. Reports indicated that a suspicious Chinese-linked ship, the Shunshin 39, had passed near the damaged cable. Its radar data and odd behavior, such as deviation from a typical cargo vessel's path and the use of multiple positioning systems, support Taiwan's suspicions. The involvement of Chinese ships in two high-profile incidents linked to undersea infrastructure damage in the Baltic Sea also points fingers at Beijing. Although the incident is still under investigation, it has stirred fears of a larger Chinese strategy to employ grey zone tactics. This means China is resorting more to activities that fall short of direct confrontation but could weaken Taiwan and create a strategic leverage. Through this alleged attack on Taiwan's undersea infrastructure, China aimed to disrupt the island's vital lifelines that connect it to the outside world. And this is not a lone incident. Beijing has been aggressively employing this strategy to test Taiwan's vulnerabilities. It has increasingly relied on its Coast Guard, various police and maritime safety agencies, as well as the maritime militia of civilian ships to threaten Taiwan. In 2024, Taiwan experienced approximately 8 incursions per day, while large-scale military exercises aimed at demonstrating China's capabilities also increased in frequency. Undersea cable damage, the expanded role of the Chinese Coast Guard in the blockade operations, increased airspace incursions, disinformation campaigns, and the imposition of trade barriers and suspension of tariff concessions. All of these tactics reflect a broader strategy by China to assert control over Taiwan without engaging in direct military conflict. So a few questions emerge. Is Taiwan equipped enough to deal with China's emerging grey zone threats? Or will China succeed in achieving its long-cherished dream of Taiwan's reunification through these hybrid warfare strategies? Bureau Report, India Today Global.
With the impending threat of reduced US support with Donald Trump entering the White House again, Ukrainian president is now turning to its European allies and is urging for continued military assistance. So as the war against Russia stretches into its third year, our next report explores what's at stake for Ukraine's defense right now.
Ukrainian president is back at it, asking for more military and financial assistance as Russian assaults continue to grow.
And we've come such a long way that it would honestly be crazy to drop the ball now and not keep building on the defense coalitions we've created, especially since they are already helping us grow and strengthen what's basically our shared defense power.
Speaking at the opening of the 25th meeting of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group, a coalition of over 50 nations providing Ukraine with aid, Zelensky made an impassioned plea to not let the momentum slip. He believes that Ukraine's defense efforts have reached a pivotal stage, one that could determine the course of the war ahead.
No matter what's going on in the world, Everyone wants to feel sure that their country will not just be erased off the map.
Trump's looming inauguration has only added urgency to these requests. US President-elect has previously expressed doubts about continuing extensive support for Kiev.
You know, a big part of the problem was Russia for many, many years, long before Putin said you could never have NATO involved with Ukraine. Now, they've said that. That's been like written in stone. And somewhere along the line, Biden said, no, they should be able to join NATO. Well, then Russia has somebody right on their doorstep, and I could understand their feeling about that.
This makes it a critical moment for Ukraine's allies to reaffirm their commitments. As the US happens to be one of the largest contributors of military aid to the war-torn nation. In its last bid to help Ukraine, Biden administration also announced a $500 million military aid package for Ukraine recently. The war package included missiles for air defense, fighter aircraft support equipment, and secure communications gear. These additions are crucial as Ukraine seeks to counter Russian air superiority and bolster its defenses. On the ground, the situation is in favor of Moscow. Russian forces gained over 4,000 square kilometers of Ukrainian land in 2024. So, the war's prolongation and the uncertainty of future US support have only raised concerns. In light of these challenges, Zelensky has sought to strengthen ties with other global partners, including European Union countries, NATO allies, and new entrants like Cyprus. But with Trump planning to hold talks with Russian president to end the war, the stakes are high for Ukraine. If it loses the war, not only will it suffer devastating consequences, but it would also embolden autocratic regimes such as Russia and China. If Ukraine gives up parts of its territory, it could also bolster other countries to pursue further territorial expansion. This would have broader implications for global stability, particularly in Europe. Zelensky's appeal underscores the growing realization that unity among Ukraine's allies is essential for the country's survival as a sovereign state. European leaders like EU Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell have reassured Ukraine that Europe will step up if needed. But the challenge now for Ukraine is to keep up the political and military pressure on Russia, while ensuring that its partners remain steadfast in their support. Bureau Report, India Today Global.
Amid growing legal actions against Israeli soldiers abroad over war crime accusations, the country is now adjusting its media engagement policies. Our next report explains that how these legal risks are shaping Israel's military policies and international relations.
In order to escape the growing legal scrutiny against Israeli soldiers, its military has now come up with new media engagement rules. This comes after a court in Brazil initiated a probe into allegations of war crimes by a visiting Israeli soldier. Similar cases have also been filed in Brazil, Sri Lanka, Ireland, Belgium, the Netherlands, Serbia, Ireland, and Cyprus. Most of these cases stem from a pro-Palestinian NGO, the Hind Rajab Foundation. Such actions have drawn attention to Israel's conduct during the Gaza war, with calls for international investigation increasing day by day. In response to this legal pressure, Israel's military has introduced new protocols designed to hide the identities of its personnel in the media. These rules apply to both active duty soldiers and reservists, particularly those involved in combat zones. Under the new guidelines, soldiers' faces must be obscured during media appearances and only their first initials can be used. Those with foreign citizenships, even in non-combat roles, must also adhere to these restrictions. Further, before going to any media engagement, officers will be briefed by members of the Military Advocate General's Department of International Law. But a major challenge remains. IDF has done little to curb soldiers from posting information about operations on social media, and it is often these videos that human rights groups often use against the soldiers. Although no arrests or trials have taken place so far, activists are increasingly targeting not only senior officers but also ordinary soldiers who have served in Gaza. So now the question is, how can Israel balance its security interest with a rising cause for accountability and international law? Bureau Report, India Today Global.
Well, that's all we have for you in this edition of Crossfire. Thank you for watching this. Stay tuned to India Today Global, where we simplify geopolitics for you.